but we have the most amazing residents ever. We have a lot of residents that, of course, have served in our armed services, and they served and fought for our country, and it is an honor and a privilege to be able to serve them as well. I absolutely love working at Renaissance Marquis in the harbor. It's not a job. I believe that it is definitely a calling from God to be here and to do this, and it is so rewarding. We have some of the greatest stories that I personally have ever heard before in my life, and we thank them, and they are definitely our heroes.
My name is Stanley Sutton. I served in Vietnam. I was a machine gunner. We traveled to village to village. It was a pretty place, but scary. The reason why we lived in a village, to keep the VC out of the villages. They come in there and get the rice and material. We had firefights. It lasted about an hour, then they would leave. Things I missed most was my wife and my son and home-cooked meals. When I got out of there, that was the best thing. They met me at the airport, and I saw my son, and he saw me. He come running to me, and I run to him, grabbed him in my arms. This is a good feeling in the heart.
My name is Martha Emily Mayfield. I was in the Army Nurse Corps. During the Korean War, they got some of the B-29s out of mothball, and they were flying to go to Korea to bomb them. The tower told one plane that they were on fire and to drop their bombs. One bomb didn't go out, so the boy kicked the other one out and it exploded. You should have seen us trying to put clothes on over pajamas, gas mask, and helmet. We all were running down to go on duty because we thought we were being bombed. And only one person survived that plane, and that was the tail gunner. And they found him back at the barracks. He apparently came out of the plane and got back on shore and went to his barracks, and he says he doesn't remember it, but he was soaking wet.
My name is James Lyndon McCubbin. I was able to fly the P-51. I downed 9 German planes and then was shot down. After that, I became a prisoner of war. They put us in what we call the sweat box. They leave you in there for 3 days, and they take you into an office. Then he says, now we got to determine whether you are to be treated as a prisoner of war or executed, and so you have to give us some of the information. We'll give you the first letter and last letter of some of the people in your squadron. You give us the name or the opposite. And so we played the game, and that took care of it. So then I became an ordinary prisoner of war. And as time went along, the guards became more and more lax, and we got loose, and we went to a lone farmhouse, and we said we were hungry. Did she have anything with food? So that lady took us into her house. She lived there by herself and dished up cans of sauerkraut for each of the 3 of us. I'll never forget that generosity, that courage that she had in the middle of the war to do that.
My name is Melvin Bruce. I served aboard USS Biloxi in the U.S. Navy at Iwo Jima. Me being a ship's cook, I got into easy operation. The hard part of this part of my service was me celebrating my 19th birthday and boys going right across the bow of my ship, going into the island. 6,000 of them, I think, was killed there. And them dying, you know. It was hard. We was hit with a suicide plane. It didn't kill any man, but it tore the back of our ship. We came on back to Pearl Harbor for repairs. On the way back, well, they announced the war was over.
Those who say that we're in a time when there are no heroes, they just don't know where to look.